Hey everyone, I'm SolarSeal, and in this video you're going to learn how to make a city location in your own Fortnite Battle Royale map. Anyways, hope you find this helpful, and please enjoy. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is make sure your terrain is on a building level. You basically need to place a floor on top of the terrain, and if the floor is right above the terrain, you have a perfect place to rain. As you'll see here, I placed the floor. The wall of the floor is right above, and this is a perfect height to start your building at. Alright, so now you have your terrain done. You're going to want to go into your galleries, go to Street Gallery B. This has a lot of the street pieces. You need to click Pleasant Park on the left side. So now you can grab all your street pieces. I'm just grabbing some pretty basic pieces. You can make your, advanced street with, shapes and stuff. I'm just using the basic street pieces. They're breakable. So you'll see me place this. So what I usually do is I place one row of street, then I do like half sidewalk, half street on both sides. And then I'll use kind of curved pieces, to kind of curve the road. And then you'll see in this time lapse me doing this. Alright, so now you have your street terrain done. So now you need to choose what pieces you're going to use to build your city out of. I would say most people use tilted towers. It was a city location, so people tend to use it. It's what I will use for this video in particular. But you can choose really anything, Paradise Palm, Sweaty Sands, there are other galleries that have good pieces for city. I would definitely recommend Tilted, and if you're doing like a more Neo future type, use Mega Mall. Alright, so many people will use the, will build a clock tower in their city map. I see it in every city location, it's in every single one, and honestly, it gets kind of boring seeing the same thing in every single one. So there's an easy way to fix this problem, but you can still have a clock tower or whatever it is that people are using a lot. So use different types of pieces for your building. So for my clock tower, I'm going to use darker pieces instead of the super light pieces, and it will make it look different. So it won't look like the same thing that every single person has used, because honestly it gets really boring after a while. Another thing you can do is change the heights, change the dimensions of the building. It'll make it look better, instead of just a 1x1 build all the way up as a clock tower. You could do a 2x2 or a 2x1 or, a 1x1 with like a big base at the bottom. Something that'll make it look different, stand out. Alright, so as I'm finishing up this clock tower, I do want to point something else out. One thing that really helps with every build that I do, for especially battle royale maps, is adding foliage, which is nature stuff, trees, rocks, all that stuff. Adding all of it ends up looking good. In a city, I would turn a grid snap on for it when it's in the city. If it's like kind of like out of the city, you can definitely kind of have it wherever you want. But for this, I usually turn grid snap to 2 for a city. And you'll see here my tree is in the middle of this block because it's supposed to be in a perfect place, because I want it to be in a specific place so it looks more man-made, I guess you could say, more than natural. But yeah, so you'll see me kind of fixing a few things here, and yeah. Alright, so one thing I probably don't see in every battery map is the same building. I usually see kind of the same building pieces in the building, but I never see the same building. So you need to follow this and not copy off someone else's build. Make your own builds. It looks so much better when you do it yourself. It's much more unique. It's much more you when you do this. So for me, and I'm just going to demonstrate one building in a time lapse, because if I did the entire city in this video, it would probably be an hour long, even with the time lapse. But so you'll see me build this building. I would definitely say one recommendation: please don't make a square or a rectangle building. I'm tired of seeing them. But unfortunately, people do that. So, use your own shapes, use kind of, I don't know what you call them, the irregular shapes, I guess you could call them. Use those at your builds. They look so much better. So anyways, you'll just see me building this, and enjoy. So as you can see, I finished my city. It actually took a lot longer than I expected it to, but fortunately for you guys do not have to watch me build the entire thing. So I'm just going to go over a few things that will help. So the first thing is, on top of these buildings, I added some vents and stuff. To find those, you can go to Castle Tower, find that piece, then go to the Neo-Tilted gas station and find this piece. There's other places to find the pieces. So another thing is these sidewalks with these bushes. They definitely help bring the city to make it better. I also added that bridge there, which I don't see in any other city, so yeah, this is what the city looks like. And now we're going to focus on adding bushes, trees, and rocks. So when you're adding bushes, trees, and rocks, one thing that really helps is don't add too many and don't add too little. You need enough to where it looks good, but you don't add too many to where when you're fighting or whatever you're doing in the map, you're not getting stuck in the trees all the time, or the bushes or whatever it may be, but you can at least collect some mats from them. So you'll see the time lapse of me placing all this foliage, so yeah. Alright, so the last thing you need to make your city look good is vehicles, cars, trucks, things like that. You could even add like a helicopter above the city. Do whatever you want, make it look good. And yeah, so here's me placing cars and stuff. Alright, sorry, I actually lied. The last thing you need to do is name your location. So very common names are with city, streets, towers at the end, and then some adjective in the front. In this video, I'm going with Trenching Tower because I've actually used that name before in a different Battle Royale map. So yeah, so you can name it whatever you want. You can use Trenching Towers, I don't care, honestly. So yeah, that is the end of this video, basically. I really hope you enjoyed. And if you watched this entire thing, hit me with this emoji, and hope you found this helpful.